Hello, Miss Shajihar,
Hi.
aka at dat XXY, also known as
Okay.
the rebel with too much cause. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm real great. So I'm aware that you are a local fashion stylist, aren't you?
Yes, I am a
Yeah.
fashion stylist.
A lot of questions revolve when it comes to being fashion stylist, and one of the very basic questions that everyone would like to know is how would you describe your own fashion style?
I That is a tough question. I feel
Oof.
like that is what I get, like
Mm,
a lot, but I don't really know how to describe it myself. But I feel like because fashion itself, I feel like it's undefined.
mm-hmm.
So and there's no right or wrong in fashion. So
Yeah.
I feel like my fashion sense, my style, it evolves with time, and then I just match whatever mood I'm in to what
Mm-hmm.
I feel like wearing that day. So let's say today I feel like I want to look more edgy, so I put on leather jacket and stuff. So it depends on my mood, but if I have to sort of describe it,
Yeah.
I would say like my style is more like rebellious because I
Yeah.
kind of like black a lot. I like things with studs. So, but I feel like I don't just dress that way. I do wear other stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to like describe it, I feel like maybe like Saint Laurent esque, like the rebel attitude.
Yes.
It's like a
Yes.
hybrid between that and like maybe 90s like boyish style, like the like those girl groups like TLC, Spice Girls. I feel like
Oh
I
yeah.
wearing more and more 90s stuff, so
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a hybrid between
A lot of the stuff from the 90s or like basically the thrifting culture has transcended into what we wear as fashion today, right?
yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, with your fashion style, you said that it was undefined, and of course, your bio itself said that you were a rebel, right? And I feel like what you're trying to say is also that your fashion is a statement of your mood. Your fashion is a statement of
Mm-hmm.
who you are, what you're feeling.
Yes, exactly.
Hmm. Yeah, and
It's
I
like an
think
expression.
everyone should really identify with that. The fact that your fashion is your statement. It's whatever you want it to be. Yeah.
Exactly. True. Couldn't agree with you more.
And I understand that you've been in this industry quite a while, and I have some friends that have been wondering about the industry, and I was just wondering about when did you expose yourself to the industry, and who are some of your earliest influences?
Um, so like when do I start, getting myself into the fashion
Mhm.
industry, right?
Yeah.
I would say that I mean if I were to look back, it all started when in I think 2013.
Okay.
Because I started doing my internship then.
Mm.
So I was doing a degree in English language studies. Actually, it's nothing related to fashion at all. So, but my passion has, as as typical as it sounds, like my passion has always been in fashion since I was little. So I, sort of like made the decision that I don't really want to pursue, what is expected of me, like teaching or like other things that involves English.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to like work in fashion, so I did my internship with Clio magazine.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, so I it sort of like exposed me to what
Mm.
the fashion industry is really is. So from then on, my daily task is like sort of like assisting in like photo shoots, doing write-ups, and then picking up loans. So from then on, like after my internship, I got a job as like um, communications and events executive
Ooh,
with
nice.
the Million Group. So like they actually like carries they carry all these luxury, like some of these luxury brands that like existed in Malaysia, like Givenchy, Saint
Mm.
Laurent, Hugo Boss. So I did communications and events with them, and then after that, I got myself into like marketing with Forever 21.
Oh, yes.
So yes, so from then on, did a little bit of marketing, and then after that, I became like a fashion and lifestyle writer with Pamper.mine. So I, cover like fashion events and like like lifestyle sections. So that's sort of like the journey that got me here. So and I started doing like freelance fashion styling.
I noticed that from the artists we feature here in our campaign at We Are KreARTif, a lot of them started out when they were young. They always have this personal attachment to something they were interested as a youngster. And as you said, you were always interested in fashion, even though you were in majoring in English. And I feel like that's saying something to all you followers out there, that you guys should really think hard when you trying to endeavor a career, because what you started out with in life may possibly be with you as time goes on. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, with that being said, I noticed that you've worked with also the local fashion industry. With you styled for BGBG and also
Yeah.
KDE, right? So what
Sorry.
are
Oh, okay.
yeah
Oh, yes.
um
Not necessarily for the brands, but like I actually like sort of like team up with
mm,
them by using their garments for shoots.
oh yes,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm sure that you are familiar with how they work and who they are as a brand. So what are your opinions on the local fashion industry?
My opinion on the local fashion industry, I feel like it's blooming, it's like
Okay.
flourishing with
Mhm.
like up and coming designers and talents. I feel like there's people are becoming more and more interested to pursue fashion as a career, and then it's like I feel like people are more bold now. Like
Mm,
they're intrigued and they want to like see what the fashion industry has to offer. As for like our local industry, I feel like we have like come like in such a long way.
mm,
I feel like there's more and more like designers coming out. I can see that even like fashion graduates, fashion students, they
mhm,
actually come up with like brilliant, stunning designs. So to the point that you can actually use their graduation collection for like shoots, for like styling. So I feel like we have come a long way, but like I mean, as with with fashion, it's a fast-paced industry.
mhm.
So I feel like there's always room to improve, and for us to like evolve. So I feel like it's I'm just happy and glad that we are getting more and more new talents
Yes.
coming in,
Hmm.
trying to like make changes, improvements to the industry, and I'm like really all up for it.
Yeah, it keeps developing.
Mm-hmm.
As you also, as you said before, that you worked with brands such as Forever 21, and you know how the industry works in like Hugo Boss and Givenchy. Um, I saw that you also did a shoot with local artists with Zamira and Little Asian Tiki, right?
Oh yes.
Having placed foot at both sides, do you think the local fashion industry will evolve to meet the international market?
I would like to believe so because
Mm.
I feel like we can get there, but I feel like that's not the bigger picture here. I feel like
Oh, okay.
like rather than meeting like like the international market, we just need to focus on our own
Mm-hmm.
local fashion sphere first.
Okay.
Just like do whatever we can to sort of help the industry grow.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's um just within the community itself. I feel
Yes.
like there's like work that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
So um, rather than just going international and catering for international audience, I feel like we should just create a bigger presence
Mm-hmm.
within our locals. Like because not like I mean people are aware there's like local brands, local
Yeah.
designers, but then the truth about the fashion industry is sometimes there's too many people, too many like brands, and then some like are out there and some are growing, some are starting. So not everyone knows like like about all this like new brands coming in.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's better to encourage the growth in our own industry, and then just to like create bigger presence within locals.
Mm-hmm. So we always start with our own, right? It
Mm,
starts from the community because basically a lot of the local brands, especially hanging about in Malaysia, they're catering towards their own people and everything. But the people themselves haven't really embraced it as much as the brand likes. So you're saying that we got to focus on that first.
mm-hmm.
That is a great message for all you people. If you guys looking for clothes in the market right now or just a bunch of fashion stuff, you guys better hit up your local stores, man. They're doing a
Yeah,
lot.
support local. We need it more now than ever,
Mm-hmm, there we go.
especially during this pandemic and everything. Everybody's struggling,
Yes,
so
yes.
support local as much as you can, because
Mm-hmm.
everybody needs to survive. They need to make a
Yeah,
living for themselves. So if we don't support our own people, who are going to support them?
that was well said. That's what we want to hear right now. That's what we need to hear right now.
True.
But I also would like to talk about that on my personal side. My sibling actually is experimenting with her style right now, and a lot of her fashion sense will end up with some of my parents saying, and my parents are not disagreeing with it, but my parents will always say that, "What's people gonna think when you dress like that?" So my question to you is, are you worried about what critiques would say about your fashion sense or your style?
Actually, not really,
Okay.
because I feel like um I mean, to some point, we are like sort of bothered by what people have to say about us.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's up to you yourself whether you want it to get to you or you just let it slide. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, like, I'm not it. What people think of me doesn't change the way I want myself to be.
Mm, right.
Like I just if you're talking about the way I dress up and stuff. I mean, when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
I think like because I grew up in like a small town in Kuantan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm not from KL. So like the fact that I want to dress up when I go out, like I mean even though I'm just going to the mall and stuff, I feel like I don't like it when people stare at me, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. It bothers
But
everyone.
like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm less bothered by
Mm-hmm.
it now that I'm like older. And I mean, at one point I did thought to myself that I'm just gonna like fit in, blend in, but then like it doesn't really last that long, lah. Cause like I
Mm-hmm.
myself know that's not who I am.
Yeah, you can't contain who
So
you are.
like I don't want to suppress myself to fit what people expect me to be.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I feel like it's um in the long run, what matters is like how you want to carry yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and you just do as you please,
Mm-hmm.
do whatever you want. You only live once, so I don't want to have regrets.
Yeah, That should be everybody's life goal. Live without regrets, right? Actually, the reason why we
Yeah.
got you is one of our members, Christine, is a big fan of yours. She actually just recently cut her hair and undercut because of you. So she has like,
Oh,
yeah, she has
what?
been so inspired by you to the point she was like, I want to be Shad. Like that's what she lives for and everything. So I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So let's get her to be featured because apparently you have that kind of impact to people.
Well, I'm actually speechless right now. I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm just flattered, I guess.
Yeah, well, that also leads to the point to our question is for the fashion enthusiast out there, because you're such an inspiration and I know that people will listen to you. So what is your advice on finding your own style?
I would say don't be afraid to experiment
Okay.
because I feel like it takes time for you to like develop your own fashion sense,
Mm-hmm.
your own personal style, and it takes for me it takes a while for me to discover like what suits me,
Mm-hmm.
what I like. So like I feel like some people would consider it like as not necessarily a good thing to experiment all the time because you don't have your own signature style.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, like I mean, that's the beauty of fashion, the fact that you can just do whatever you want. So for me, it's just like just experiment until you find your what you like, what works for you. So like I feel like you just don't be scared to get weird. Like if it's who you are, it's who you are. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think like it's nothing weird about like anything really, unless you find you actually think that it's weird. But I feel like macam like it's with fashion, whatever you feel like doing, just do it. And maybe like if you're struggling to like to like find you don't know where to start, and then you just don't know where to go, you're lost, I feel like you can just have some inspirations,
Mm-hmm.
like find some inspirations that works for you. So maybe from there learn like uh what looks good, what pairs well with what. So maybe you can start from there, but I feel like don't be afraid to experiment.
Mm-hmm. Those are some great advices to people who really are in the process of discovering fashion and how they want to be presented to us in the society. So thank you for those kind words. We have actually reached at the end of our interview, but before we go, is there any messages that you want to leave to our audience right now?
um I would like to say like if you're interested to dive into like the fashion industry, don't be scared. Go with your guts. You gotta fight for your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
If that's really what you want, no matter what people say, if it's tough, you're gonna get there. You're gonna like make it happen. Cause like I mean, don't just I feel like you should just go for it, and it will be hard. Everything, nothing in this world is easy. So even though it's hard, but it's gonna be worth it if that's really what you want. But at the same time, I feel like we as a community also need to like uplift each other,
Yes.
and I mean like because being in this industry, like it's there's the good parts that there's also like the downside to it. So I feel like as long as there's like healthy competition, and then we just try to encourage each other to be better at what we do,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that we can actually grow more as like a community. So I feel like just be nice, be you, don't fake it till you make it, because I I don't suggest that, because I feel like should just be real, be kind, and be you.
Wise words from Miss at underscore that XXY, the rebel with too much cause. I love that tagline.